Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading and this one is all about what you are manifesting this next year. This video is timeless, so no matter when you're clicking on this video is going to reveal what you are currently manifesting and creating for the next year of your life. So I'm really excited to get into it with you and I hope you are too. If you are new to these videos, I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about how they work. I also just want to quickly mention that we have a bunch of new things on the online shop. I have a jewelry store for those of you that do not know. We make handmade beaded bracelets with authentic real crystals and also with gold-filled beads so that they last a really long time. They are really high quality. You can wear them in the water. I wear mine in the shower, honestly, all the time. I wear them into the ocean, everything. And then we have some other jewelry on there, such as rings of all different types of qualities so that you can find something that fits your budget. We have necklaces on there and just tons of other things. So I'll have all of the info linked down below for those of you that are interested in that. There is also a discount code, so all of that will be linked down below in the description box for those of you that are interested in getting some really high vibe crystal jewelry. So just wanted to mention that before getting deep into this reading. But if you are new to these videos, let's talk about how this works. So I have 5 different groups in front of me. We have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can take a moment, pause the video if you would like, in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing your pile, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that's going to be linked to your specific card, and then you can skip ahead to your personal reading. If you like to choose with crystals on the cards, if you find that that helps you, then let's go ahead and pop some crystals on these cards. All right, my loves, if you like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. Over here on group 1, we have some aventurine. Then on group number 2, we have some yellow azestulite. Then on group 3, we have some rose quartz. Group 4, we have some lepidolite. And then group number 5, we have some sodalite. So those are our crystal options. Again, pause the video if you would like in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that'll be linked to your specific card so that you can skip right ahead to your personal reading, all about what you are manifesting in this next year. So with that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, and for those of you that like to choose with crystals, here are our crystal options. Over on group number 1, we have some green aventurine. Then group 2, we have some yellow azestulite. Group 3, we have some rose quartz. Group 4, we have some lepidolite. And then group number 5, we have some sodalite. So go ahead and pause the video if you would like in order to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then once you're done choosing, you can then scroll down to the comment box or the description box to find the timestamp that is linked to your specific card. And then you can skip ahead and watch your personal reading all about what you are manifesting in this next year. So I'm really excited to get into it with you. I hope you are too. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. Okay, so group 1, what I'm seeing for you for what you're manifesting this next year. The first card that I want to talk about is actually this 3 of Cups over here. You are manifesting a new friend group in this next year. You're going to meet like a few new people, and I really think that you are going to get way closer to some new friends in this next year. And these friends are going to understand you on a really deep level. The fact that it's next to the High Priestess, these are friends that really understand your core values and are also really similar to you in the sense of your interests, the things that you're interested in. I also think that the kind of vibe that I'm getting from you, since we have the High Priestess coming up over here, you are someone who has more kind of different interests than most people. I feel like you're interested in topics that aren't really necessarily the main topics that most people talk about. I feel like you're just interested in like deeper and more kind of interesting sort of things. And the new friends that you're making are going to be on that same wavelength and on that same level that are also interested in those kind of more interesting things. You possibly also have a deeper spiritual side that you will be exploring even more in this next year. You are going to be uncovering deeper information, and it's going to be wildly interesting to you. An image that I keep seeing in my head that I feel like your guides are showing me is this image of kind of Alice in Wonderland, of going down the rabbit hole. So you're going to be going down the rabbit hole on something that's going to bring you and open you to a whole new world and a whole new perspective. I think that you're just getting deeper in touch with yourself and your uniqueness, and you're beginning to really start to define what makes you you and what makes you very different and unique and separate. So instead of trying to fit into the norm, I really think that this next year you're manifesting how to stand out more. But it's not necessarily that you're like, wanting to stand out on a really big level, because the High Priestess also is much more internal. But an interesting thing that I'm seeing is like, you're no longer going to be hiding your light or your shine. I really think that you're kind of discovering what makes your light unique, if that makes sense. And what I mean by your light is kind of like your essence. You're discovering what makes your essence unique, and you're kind of really just going on a deeper explorative journey of yourself. And I really think that the people that you're going to be surrounded by in this next year, these new friends that you're making, are really going to bring this out of you more, and you're going to feel more comfortable to be yourself. You're going to feel more comfortable to be yourself around these friends than you have around anyone else in a long time. These people are so like on your wavelength that they are going to almost enhance all those great, unique qualities about you. You won't feel like you have to repress them anymore, because I'm kind of getting a feeling that some of you have been feeling as if you have needed to repress your unique sides of yourself in order to maybe sort of fit in with your friends, and in order to maybe kind of fit in with what society maybe expected of you, or all of that. And I just see this next year, like it's like you're allowed to blossom, right? Like I'm getting goosebumps even just like feeling into that energy. But this next year is about you being able to be fruitful and blossom in your own energy. I think you're going to be developing your intuition a lot more too, and you're going to be much more in tune and in alignment with what your soul has been urging you towards. And I almost feel like it's this shift in energy, because there is a shift in energy, which is why you're going to be, manifesting some new friends into your life. It's almost like they're magnetizing to you because you're stepping deeper into your own uniqueness and your own energy. There could even be certain parts of the year, and I'm kind of hearing that the first 2 months of this kind of next year that you're going into, or at least the next 2 kind of maybe immediate months that you're kind of going into, you may be more recluse than normal. Like you may be more hermit than normal. You may be kind of spending more time alone than normal. And this is because you're going through an internal shift. I feel like you're changing and you're no longer really resonating with the old you. And this internal shift that you're about to go through in the kind of like first 2 months going into this new year is going to be what begins magnetizing new energy towards you, which is why you're going to be sort of drawing in a new friend group, and they're going to be a lot more in alignment with this new you, because, my alarm's going off, because you're embracing, that was my alarm, like, hey, we got to get filming, but we're already here, we're filming, but anyway, sorry. So you are manifesting this new change. And it's interesting that we had the alarm go off like right in this moment of the reading. I take everything as like a synchronicity of some kind. So the fact that that was ringing right there, I'm almost feeling like that was like your new friends, like you're calling them in. You're calling in a new energy. And it's also the alarm of like, hey, it's time to go. It's time to start, and it's time to do, and it's time to listen to those things that were, calling your energy and all things like that. Also, this Page of Swords is making me feel like there's been a little bit of like this energy in your life, maybe for the past year. There's been this energy where maybe you felt like you've had to maybe be a little bit standoffish or defend your position a little bit. So you could have had certain ideas or values or ways of thinking that maybe other people didn't quite understand, and maybe it felt like you had to kind of defend your thoughts, defend your position. Maybe you even felt a little bit sort of out of alignment with kind of the people that you have been hanging around with lately. Honestly, in this next year, though, what you're manifesting is to be able to let down your guard. And I also think that there's more of like a humorous banter side coming out of you in this next year, because all of a sudden this is going to become this, right? This Page of Swords, where we used to maybe feel a little bit on guard, maybe a little bit defensive, maybe a little bit sort of like, watching your back type of thing. It's kind of like that is shifting. All those things are shifting. You may have also had a little bit of a critical mind, and that's going to be shifting too. So if you were once critical, like really critical on yourself, where you were kind of just, being a little bit pokey with certain things with yourself when it comes to like, oh, like, how come I can't get this done? Like, this, like, sometimes those negative thoughts just come in, right? This is something that's also going to be shifting for you, because you're getting more in tune with yourself. And the High Priestess, she loves herself so deeply, and she's like a very fruitful and very abundant card. And so I'm seeing like this energy shift where you're maturing. You no longer want to stay in this old frame. Like your whole frame of your identity is shifting, and you are maturing and becoming much more yourself. And I'm hearing that you're no longer going to feel uncomfortable being you. The Page of Swords, there's kind of like an uncomfort, with the Page of Swords, but the High Priestess, she's very comfortable being herself. And she watches her energy a lot more. She doesn't let anybody just like come in and sweep their energy. You no longer will have to be like on guard for that. I really think that you're protecting your energy a lot more from people that maybe just don't really resonate with you anymore, or all that kind of stuff. You're going to be much more protective over your energy. And again, I just feel like this alignment is coming in. The alignment of your energy is coming in. The Eight of Pentacles that we have here. I know I'm kind of going backwards in this reading. Normally I go forwards, but this reading, I don't know why I'm going backwards, but it is what it is. The Eight of Pentacles, you're going to be putting your focus towards something, and you're also going to be, I think, making some rules for yourself when it comes to distractions and not letting yourself get too off the beaten path anymore. I think that you have certain goals that you're really wanting to reach, and the Eight of Pentacles shows me that you're going to be dedicating yourself to that, to the point where you're like cutting out distractions in your life. There's going to be certain habits that I think that you are cutting out of your life as well. There's habits and distractions that you're going to be discarding going into this new year, so that they no longer hold you back from those goals. And I see you working a lot harder, and the word progress is coming to my head. In this next year, you are manifesting really big progress when it comes to a thing that you've been wanting to work on or move towards. This could be working on your health, working on your fitness, working on your diet, working on a project, working on your career goals, working on a business, working on improving yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. But this card deals with improving and with progress. So that's going to be a huge theme for you during this next year. And the Page of Swords being right next to it too, that is also some more info here. Because when these are next to each other, you're going to be cutting out distractions. You are going to be laser focused on, yes, let's get this done. But I also think you're going to be improving your mindset along the way. And I'm seeing a big improvement in your mindset in 4 months from now. 4 months from now, there's going to be a huge increase, like an improvement in your mindset. And I think that there's like some self-development that's happening here as well. When I look at this Eight of Pentacles, I'm also definitely seeing some bigger like self-development taking place. And the workbench, there's definitely something that you're working on. This could also be like a gym bench too, like literally going to the gym and being like, I'm working on myself, I'm making myself better. I think that there's going to be a lot of like improvements in multiple aspects of your life I'm also seeing that you're possibly going to meet somebody who's going to kind of be on the same journey with similar goals as you, where you're going to be able to work on it together, or at least sort of support each other and be able to communicate it about it together, which is going to help you move forward in it, because it's going to be sort of like having certain support. But there is going to be certain people that sort of fall away from your life that are not kind of on the same page as you anymore, and they possibly don't have the same goals as you. I feel like those people are going to be falling out of your life. So anyway, with that being said, let's get into some more cards for you all about your next year. So group 1. I also want to mention it's interesting you chose aventurine. The green aventurine resonates with the heart chakra, which can indicate that we are letting go of old grudges. We're letting go of like old grief. We're no longer feeling guilty for kind of choosing what we want. So a huge aspect for you going into this next year is no longer feeling guilty for kind of choosing what it is that you need to choose and go down the path that you need to go down. Also, green aventurine deals with making money. So some of you, with this, whatever it is that you're working on, this improvement may be also improving your finances. So let's see what we get here. We have a soulmate coming in. I really think that these new people that are coming into your life are soulmate type of people. You're going to really relate to them on a deep, deep, deep level. Soulmates can be friendships, by the way. So I do feel like you're calling in your soul tribe in this next year. You're calling in your soul fam, your soul people. For some of you, there could be a relationship coming into your life if you are single. If not, I'm definitely seeing this being kind of, friends, like your soul tribe is coming in. And that's why I have this soulmate card. The next card we have is inner conflict. You are going to be really getting rid of that inner conflict in this next year. That is a huge theme that I'm seeing for you, is clearing out the conflict. If you were ever conflicted about certain things in your life, when it came to your friends, or when it came to having to defend your position or your desires, or your life or your values or your beliefs, I really think that that's also ending as well. There could have been inner conflict when it came to you setting certain goals for yourself and maybe struggling to follow through with them. I'm seeing that that's going to be fading as well, because it looks like you are definitely making progress towards things in this next year, and I feel like that inner conflict is going to fade away as you work on those things. We also have rose petals. Ooh, that self-love is improving majorly. The rose petals card is such a powerful card. It talks about self-love and embodying love. And it's also interesting that it's another green thing that kind of connects with that heart chakra. I think that you're getting rid of, there could have been people who are honestly jealous of you. I'm kind of getting a feeling that there's been people that have been jealous of you, and you've been feeling that energy unconsciously. You might not be fully consciously aware of it, or some of you actually you may actually be aware of it. You might be able to be sensitive enough to kind of feel that. They've been dragging down your energy, whether you know it or not. It's kind of been stealing your energy, and it's also been sort of causing a little bit of a defensiveness in your energy when you're around those people that are jealous of you, or if there's any jealousy between you and another person. That's something that it looks like you're clearing. It looks like you don't want a part of that anymore going into this new year. And it looks like you're going to be distancing yourself from that. You're distancing yourself in order for you to feel the love for yourself more, and without that being taken away or stolen or repressed or, all of that. You are going to be much more in alignment with just feeling the love for yourself again, and also unapologetically being you. So rather than being fearful to say something, because maybe we're afraid of judgment, you're gonna be getting over that in this next year and distancing yourself from those types of energies in order for you to kind of blossom and thrive without feeling like you're being held back by all of that anymore. So let's go ahead and get into some more cards for you. We have Juno coming up. Juno is the asteroid of love. And I'm seeing a lot of self-love and a lot of genuine love from more genuine friends. in your life. Juno, again, can also indicate, since we have Juno and soulmate, some of you may be meeting a very significant person this next year and manifesting like a loving partner, like a romantic partnership. But for most of you watching this, like if you're already in a relationship and all that, I'm seeing this as being, you know, manifesting friends that are truly there to support you, that truly want to see you succeed, and all of that. But again, if you are single and you have been, you know, trying to manifest love into your life, I'm seeing this being an indicator of that as well. And rose petals, this is somebody who's going to treat you really nicely. So this is something, again, this is someone who's going to treat you so nicely. But it is also talking about friends as well. And these friends are also ones that'll, like, you know, actually buy you gifts on your birthday, for example. Like this rose petals is telling me that there's like a gift here. So this could be friends that actually buy you gifts on your birthday, that actually plan for your birthday and be like, you know what, let's celebrate you. Like these are friends that really want to put their best foot forward and don't just take you for granted. I really think you're attracting people into your life that don't take you for granted, and really want to see you happy. So let's see what else we have here. We have the first quarter moon as well, definitely stepping into a new phase. Things that you've been wanting to manifest lately that you've already kind of planted the seed for, you're going to see progress in those things growing in this next year as well. The first quarter talks about the progress and the progression of the new seeds that you recently planted, and the fact that those are kind of sprouting and coming to life. Okay, so now let's get into some more cards. So group one, let's see, we have some cards flying out right away. So we have patterns. A lot of you guys are breaking old patterns from your past. If you had patterns where you've sort of like fallen into your old self or your old being, that's going to be something that's ending. I'm seeing again so much green and teal, like you're healing a lot of your heart chakra, and you're feeling more worthy in this next year, worthy to be you, worthy to fit in your own skin, worthy to chase after your desires, worthy to talk about what it is that you believe in and what you value, worthy enough to feel confident, you know, moving forward in the things that you desire to move forward in life. There's so much more confidence like oozing from you in this next year. We also have Alliance, which totally makes sense why it's coming up. Again, this is kind of like those new partnerships that are coming into your life, those new friendships and all of that. So that one makes total sense coming up. And then we also have communication. I think a big thing that you're also learning is how to be a better communicator, how to express yourself fully. It's also interesting, we have so many twos. We have the 1, 2. So it's like 2, 2, 2, and then the 2 over here. Twos are about union and connection, and also creating a new path. So union and connection makes total sense because, again, I really think that you're making some new partnerships, friendships in this next year, and you are learning about how to better express yourself. I'm also seeing using your voice a lot more in some way, especially since we had the Page of Swords below here as well. There could be something that you really desire, like a message that you desire to spread in this next year, a message that you desire to speak about, get across, or, you know, like inspire others with. And that's something that I also see you doing in this next year, is communicating more. There's like an expression, there's more happening with your voice. Your voice is going to play a part or be significant. This could also talk about writing. You might be writing something. Maybe you guys are starting a blog or a book, or I don't know, maybe starting something to where you're using your voice a lot more. So something along the lines of this is happening in the next year, where you are really communicating and being able to express the things that you're desiring to express. And it's in an inspiring way. It's like there's a message that you desire to give, and that's going to be happening in this next year. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get some last few cards on this group. So we have these beautiful sort of like guidance cards, and we're going to see what we have with these for you. Let's see, we have a bunch that we're wanting to come out here. We have reconnect. So secrets lurk in the captive shadows deep in the woods. I think that you're reconnecting to who it is that you really are. If there's hidden aspects of yourself that are like secret from you, like secret talents, secret gifts, secret desires, secret purposes that you haven't kind of found yet, you're going to be finding them in this next year and reconnecting to those deeper aspects of yourself. We also have surprises. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. I do think that there's going to be a lot of surprises for you in this next year, and I'm also hearing that that's connected to the gifts thing that I was feeling. Like people are going to be giving you more gifts in this next year. We also have flow. Go with the flow as the water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. You're going to get more into a flow state where you don't feel like you're rushing yourself anymore. You don't feel like time is just passing you by, and time is going to be much more on your side, and you're getting more in alignment with your time in this next year, where things feel like they're in flow and it's not, where you're too busy that you can't do anything. Flow is a really important thing. We also have patience. Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace. So yeah, you're going to be slowing down more in this next year, but it doesn't mean that you're less productive. You're actually more productive because you're guiding your energy in the right way. It's not being wasted or pulled into places that you didn't want it to go. You're not being, shoved in a new direction or having your energy being stolen by any means. It's like you're really kind of guiding your own energy where it needs to go. Oh, and then we have this card. I'm so glad that I saved this one for last. This card, this literally means make a wish. So any of you watching this right now, you just got the wish card. After I'm done this video, don't forget to make a wish. Whenever this card comes up, it tells you that the universe is listening right now, and they're like, please tell us what you desire, what you wish for, and they're going to make it happen. The universe is going to make it happen for you. So claim what it is that you want. Make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. It is time to make your wish, my loves. So that was the perfect way to end off this reading. So I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope it made sense for you going into this next year. I think this next year is going to be so beautiful for you and full of so many great surprises and reconnecting to the things that you've been wanting to manifest and the parts of yourself that are going to help you excel. So with that being said, I am sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future. And don't forget to make your wish, my loves. Bye. All right, so my beautiful group twos, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. Wow, okay, group two. There is going to be a very major energy in this next year for you. You're manifesting some big things, big transformations. And this next year is about to be a very pivotal and very major time for you. We have 3 major arcana cards in this reading, and then also the 7 of Cups here. You're really figuring it out, what it is you want and the direction that you want to go in. I am seeing you choosing something new in this next year, whether that be deciding like a new choice or making a different decision. But I do think that there's a shift in directions in your life, and this shift may come unexpectedly, or for some of you it may come expectedly. So there's a little bit of kind of things that are a little bit up in the air, and a couple of things that are a little bit unknown. Like the 7 of Cups has this energy where it is a little bit unknown. You could see like things are up in the air, they're up in the clouds. So there could be a certain aspect of your life right now that may be up in the air. Maybe we have a big choice in front of us, or maybe we are undecided about our future and the direction we want to go in. But let me tell you that this next year is about you making a decision and going in a certain direction. The fact that we have the Chariot coming up right after the 7 of Cups, you are choosing a direction and shifting your energy into that new direction. The Chariot can also indicate that we've had an obstacle in front of us, and maybe we weren't making a choice because maybe we were kind of stuck at a crossroads where there was 2 different options, or maybe, we were weighing out the pros and cons of each decision, and you are coming into figuring out what direction you want to go in. So it's interesting because we have these 2 sphinxes. One is black, one is white, right? And these represent kind of the 2 different angels that are on our shoulder. Like, those cartoons that show like the devil and the angel on the shoulder? So that's what these sphinxes represent. They represent the opposite energies. So on one hand, one of your decisions is a safe decision, but the only way you would be choosing that safe decision is because you fear going into the other direction. Even if the other direction would lead you to more happiness, there's probably a fear that's stopping you or in the way, or some other reason why we're like, no, I shouldn't choose that. Like, otherwise there's these cons. But when we really get down to it, when we really think about it, what direction do you truly, truly desire? What outcome? Just focus on the outcome. What outcome do you truly desire? Do you desire the outcome where we don't change our lives, we kind of stay where we currently are at because it's safe and it's known, but we're not really happy there? Or do we decide to shift directions, to go into a new era of our life, to decide something new, even though that there may be certain challenges in that direction, or even though it may require a lot of guts or a lot of strength? What direction are we going to choose? And let me tell you, you are choosing to change. You are choosing this white sphinx to go into this direction rather than staying in the current place where you're questioning everything. This black sphinx is almost similar to this silhouette person, where it indicates kind of where you're at right now, which you may be clouded, or there may be certain fears that are holding you back in your life. You may be sort of sitting in this place where you're undefined a little bit, right? And it's interesting because the Seven of Cups also does indicate that we have certain fears, because the reason why he's not grabbing one of these options is because he's worried that he's going to grab the wrong one. He's worried that, there could be an unknown thing that he's not seeing. Like, he wants to have it all figured out, and he wants to guarantee his success before he chooses which cup he's going to grab, right? So that's sort of the maybe energy that you're sitting in right now. But let me tell you, this next year is about making a choice. And an interesting thing that I'm going to tell you is that he could choose any of these cups, and there's good and bad in each of them. There's pros and cons in each of them. There's going to be challenges in each of them. So no matter what we choose, no matter what path we go down, even if we stay in our current one, there's going to be challenges there too. But when do the challenges become worth it? The challenges become worth it when we're going for the thing that's going to make us the most happy in the end. Then those challenges are worth it because we know that the end result is going to be what we truly desire. So then we're more willing to overcome those challenges. So it comes down to making a choice based on what do you really desire, group 2? What do you really desire? That's going to be the major big kind of question going into this next year, is what do I really desire? What am I going to choose? And both of these indicate making a choice, and then the death card indicates that you've made that choice and that you are letting the old self die. That's what death indicates. It does not indicate dying or actual death, but it indicates the death of the old identity. It indicates the death of the old self, and it indicates transformation. So this is going through a metamorphosis. You are about to go through a major metamorphosis in this next year because you are gaining the strength to truly follow your heart and go in the direction that you desire. This is why we have strength coming up here. You've been almost taming your inner desires, just like this woman sort of taming the lion. You've been sort of being like, hush, hush, like, let's really think about this, which is good. It's good to have caution. We always need to have caution. If we're racing into new things all the time and we don't have caution, we're going to reach like a whole other world of issues and problems, right? But if we are still able to use our courage and go in the direction that we desire by being cautious and courageous at the same time and having that balance, we're going to be golden, right? That's that good balance that we need. But there is an inner calling that you have, an inner calling. That's what that lion represents. There's an inner calling that you have. And this next year is about pursuing it. Even if that means that we have to make some major changes and that we have to kind of let certain things die. And again, it doesn't mean death is in actual physical death, but I mean like letting things die, such as instead of beating the old drum, instead of having the same schedule and doing the same things, this is about really like the old identity must go. And in this new year, you're creating a new version of you. You're creating a new identity, and that's what death indicates. This is a new pure energy. That's what this lotus, or not lotus, but you know, this flower indicates. It's almost kind of like a white rose. It indicates like the purity of this new identity. Okay. And I think that you are going to look back on this time and see it as one of the biggest, most pivotal moments in your life. Major Arcana cards, when they come up, especially when we have a reading that has mostly Major Arcana cards, which is definitely you, this indicates that this is a major, major time in your life. This is a major year for you. You're manifesting big change. You're also manifesting having the strength to overcome anything. You are building up the inner strength to have the confidence and courage. That is the strength card here. That's confidence and courage. You're building up the strength to have confidence and courage and no longer let the voice of fear stop you from doing what it is that you desire to do. I think that you're learning how to be more vocal as well. You're learning how to be more vocal about what it is that you want and desire. And you're learning how to be really confident and stand up for your desires and pursue them with strength and courage and like willpower and determination. So that is what we have starting us off there about what you're manifesting in this next year. Whew. Also, there's a lot of yellow in your group too. We have a lot of yellow in this card, this card, this card, and you chose yellow as Estrolite too. So the yellow is connected to the solar plexus, which deals with expression. It's finally time for you to allow your soul to express what it's been wanting to express. It's time to let it out, and it's time to reveal your true self and your true desires. We also have the golden path within. It's interesting we have another yellow thing coming up because golden is like that yellowish, tone. The golden path within. And it's interesting, solar plexus, soul. Soul is the sun, but it's also the soul within, kind of like our spirit, our soul. So you're connecting to what your soul has been calling you towards. It's time to let it shine. Let your light shine, right? Let your soul shine. The golden path within, you're awakening the means of how to attain what it is you desire. You're beginning the path, and that path exists within you. It's about following that feeling and that calling. That's how we know where to go. That's how we know what steps to take, is by following that inner voice. We also have abundance from within, lots from within. It's all within you. All your capabilities of attaining what it is you desire exists within you, my love. And abundance from within, I think you're going to be realizing how fortunate you are and the fact that you do have enough resources to do what it is that you want to do. I also think that you're learning how to create more abundance in your life. So some of you may be increasing your finances somehow in some way, shape, or form. So that's also very interesting there as well. And let's go ahead and get some more cards here. Let's go with these ones next. Okay, so group two, what you are manifesting this next year. Let's see, group two, we have the sun coming up right after we were talking about the solar plexus and all that stuff too. The sun also indicates that it's not going to be unknown for very long. So when you're stepping into like an unknown path where we're like, oh, I've never treaded this path before, it's going to become known very quickly. You're going to become comfortable in it very quickly, because this is going to be what lights your soul on fire, because your soul is going to get so happy and lit up that you're finally listening to it and pursuing the calling that you have, and it's going to light up that path. Like, let your light up the unknown. You know what I mean? Let your light shine so bright that it lights up any dark corners or any unknown paths or any fears. I really think that your desires is going to overpower your fears in this next year. And I think that you're going to be letting a lot more of your soul begin to shine. Let's see if we can get anything else here for my group twos. We have death and magic coming up. So we have death coming up twice, but this one says death and magic. So again, this is about letting the old self kind of die out and be transformed and to go through the metamorphosis. But with magic, this is awakening your magic by letting your old self sort of die, you know, and letting that old identity, I should say identity, letting your old identity die and allowing yourself to move into a new direction and create a new identity for yourself. That's going to be huge. I also think that there's going to be a lot of major changes coming into your life. Some of them will be unexpected. Some of these changes will be kind of like, wait, what? All of a sudden this happened in my life? What? And it's all about pushing you in a new direction. Okay? This is about pushing you into a new direction. There's magic. So if things, remember, if things unexpectedly disappear from your life in this next year, if you randomly lose certain things, like for example, losing a job or what have you, it's the magic that's doing the trick. Okay, so the magic is at play. Do not fear, like, for example, if you lose a job or if there's like an unexpected shift or change where it's like, oh, I have to move, or oh, this is happening, or da 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 da. Whatever the case may be, embrace it, because this is the magic at play that is shifting you onto a new path, because you're meant to be on this new path, and it's the path of your soul, the path of what you're truly meant for. Okay? And we also have the in-between. So this is about transitions, which makes so much sense coming up for your group as well. There's going to be a lot of transitions happening for you in this next year. It may even feel like you're in between certain things. So this could indicate that at one point of the next year, we may be in between jobs. We may be in between school and work. We may be in between homes and housing. We may be in between like what we're meant for. You know, there's like a transition. That's a transition period. So that card, again, just indicates the energy of that transition that you're currently manifesting and creating. So with that being said, let's get into these next few cards here and let's see what else we get for you. So we have Sagittarius coming up. There could even be travel opportunities happening for you over this next year. The fact we have Chariot and Sagittarius, this can indicate getting a new car. This could indicate getting a car for the first time. This could indicate traveling. There could be a travel opportunity coming up for you. This is also expansion, shooting your shot for something. Some of you are shooting your shot at something that you've been wanting. We also have the 8th house coming up. 8th house deals with death and transitions as well. We have death, 8th house, and the in-between. All of those deal with transitions and the endings of certain things. Endings and beginnings. So, and remember, every time a door closes, one door opens. Every time you hear a no, there's a really good quote that I heard recently, and it's the quote that says, rejection is just redirection. And I'll say it again. Rejection is just redirection. Okay? So remember that. And let's get one more card on here as well. I'm definitely seeing, by the way, next year for like when we're talking about zodiac signs and things, this could be a reflection of your own zodiac signs or maybe somebody else's. But the major zodiac signs that we have coming up for you, we have tons of Leo energy since we have the sun, we have the strength card, and we have the golden kind of energy going on here. There's a lot of Leo energy. The Chariot is Cancer, and we also have a lot of Scorpio energy with death in the 8th house. We also have some Sagittarius energy. So those are kind of like some main zodiac signs that I'm seeing for you. So over this next year, those zodiac signs may be pretty prominent in your life, or you may also be one of those zodiac signs as well. So let's see, what is this last card? My nails don't want to pick these up. We have Aries coming up as well. So we have all the fire signs. We have Aries, we have Leo, and Sagittarius. So fire energy is going to be really prominent in your life as well. And fire energy can be very transformative too, because when we think about fire, it transforms one thing to another. For example, when we are burning wood, that wood gets burnt and kind of almost turns into, you know, the smoke and those tiny other little particles. So it's sort of like something maybe up in smoke, and literally with the 7 of Cups, we had things that were up in smoke here. So if you ever kind of lose clarity of something, or things feel like you're kind of clouded, Remember that that's in the moment of the transition, that's in the moment of the fire. And in that, the fog will be lifted, and this is about reigniting something new, igniting something new, and letting the old thing burn out, if that makes sense. If some of you are literally dealing with energetic burnout, by the way, I see more energy coming for you in this next year. And it's through choosing a new path and no longer spending your energy on the things that you don't truly enjoy or want to spend your energy on. So it's going to be a major theme as well. So with that being said, let's get into some of our other oracle cards. We already have some coming out here. Just to get any last info for you. Let's see if we can get one more oracle card for group 2. Let's see, group 2, feeling this one. Okay, we have the night coming up. So find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. So this is about following your soul and find comfort in the night. So find comfort in the unknown, find comfort in your unconscious, where maybe, not everybody sees your own path, but this is about you following your own unique path, okay? And not being afraid of the unknown. That's what the night talks about. We also have path. Wander on the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. Lots of things talking about stepping into the unknown and stepping into a new path. And Aries is about stepping into a new path as well, by the way, because Aries is new beginnings. Then we also have journey, branch out to new worlds. Look at that. Will this focus? I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So branch out to new worlds, my love. So many indications of a new beginning happening for you, and so many advices from spirit talking about embracing the unknown and going into it and not fearing beginning a new path, because it definitely looks like there's a transition coming up for you, and something where you're meant to make a transition. So if something ends, if a job ends, if something else ends, this is a blessing for you because you're meant to shift your path. Or again, this could be a deliberate change that you make. You may be just thinking like, you know what? I don't want to work in the same old thing anymore. I want to shift. I want to change. Whatever the case may be, however it relates in your life, there's definitely a shift and transition. And the universe is telling you not to fear it, not to fear the night, not to fear the unknown. This is time for a new journey and a new path. Okay? So follow the stars that burn bright, right? By stepping into the unknown. That is where you're going to see where you're truly meant to be, because that's when you get to see all the stars and let those guide you. And the stars are kind of like those inspirations, but we only see the inspirations at night when we step into the unknown, when we step into where things are, a little bit more mystical. So that is what we have for you, my beautiful group number 2s. That is what we have for what you're manifesting this next year. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 3, my beautiful rose quartz pile. If you chose this one, let's go ahead and get right into your reading. Okay, group 3. What an interesting read we have going on for you for this next year. So we have the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is reversed. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles being reversed, the 2 of Wands upright, and then the 4 of Cups being reversed. This is actually a good reading. So before you're looking at this being like, wait, what is all that? This is actually a great reading. So let's talk about this. One of the main things that you're manifesting in this next year is you are getting rid of shady people in your life. This 3 of Pentacles next to the 7 of Swords being reversed, this is getting rid of shady people. There could be some people that don't have your best interest in mind, and there may be some untrustworthy people in your life that their true colors will be shown. And I'm seeing it be like being an easy let go, by the way. I'm not seeing this being some big catastrophic thing, but I'm just seeing you kind of seeing people's true colors and deciding to kind of separate from that. Deciding to sort of listen to what you're truly feeling inside and let things go in a way where I'm seeing more freedom for yourself. And I also see a lot of improvement actually coming from this, because the Three of Pentacles talks about improving things. And it also talks about collaborations. I'm seeing you doing things more on your own in this next year, becoming more independent, no longer necessarily needing to rely on other people. Because it does seem like some people may not be on the same page, and I'm seeing more independence, gaining your independence in some way. If you currently rely on other people for certain things, such as maybe like being a roommate to certain people, is something that I'm hearing. Some people that may not be really fully in alignment with you, or some people that may kind of walk and tread over you in ways that are disrespectful. This could even be just friends that you have in your life that maybe walk all over you in a disrespectful way, or however it may be, the coworkers, anything like that. This could definitely be coworkers, by the way. I'm seeing you becoming more independent and figuring out ways and new paths of no longer needing to kind of deal with that energy, if that makes sense. So one of the biggest things, just to wrap that part up, one of the biggest things that I'm seeing that you're manifesting in this next year is healing that part of your life, getting rid of people in your life that walk all over you, that do not serve you, and that kind of create a little bit of a mess. The Two of Pentacles being reversed can indicate that these people were maybe creating a little bit of a turbulent sort of life for you. This next year, you're manifesting how to distance yourself from that majorly so that you no longer are affected by that. Another thing that I'm noticing for you is your schedule and your life lately might have been really full, where there's lots of ups and downs, and it seems like it's kind of all over the place and maybe a little bit hard to juggle. So for example, you may have noticed that in this last year, you've been late to a lot of things, or there's been random delays that'll come up, or other people are randomly late to things and you're like, what the hell, this is wasting my time. Or, it's been like almost as if your schedule is just all up in the air and out of control. There's kind of certain things in your life that have been out of control over this past year. And let me tell you that this next year, what you are manifesting is how to get your shit back together. This Three of Pentacles here with this Two of Wands, you are manifesting how to get your ish back together, and also how to create alliances that do serve you, right? And you're learning a lot about what you can trust other people with. I think that's a big theme that you're learning right now, is like what you can truly trust other people with. And you're learning that, maybe we can't be too open with people right away. That's, I think, a big theme that you've been learning over this last year. And it's something that's going to serve you greatly moving forward into this next year, because I think you're going to be a lot more cautious when it comes to who you open up to and who you allow into your more intimate life. That's going to be a big theme going into this next year. And I'm seeing you getting actually really excited with this new energy. There's a new energy of independence for sure. And you're almost like looking out into the world, creating something new. So let me tell you, you're in the process of making a new path for yourself, because I feel like the path that you're currently on isn't fully necessarily where you want to be. And you are creating a new one. You're going to be in the planning stage. The Two of Wands indicates the planning stage, where we haven't necessarily jumped ship yet, but we're planning and we're gaining opportunities and finding opportunities that will allow us to take a step out of our current situation and step forward into something completely brand new. There is going to be a new opportunity coming for you that you do end up taking. The Four of Cups being reversed indicates that, because when it's upright, he is not seeing the opportunity. He's letting the opportunity kind of, it's sitting over there while he focuses on these things that, are currently taking his attention. So there could have been current things that are taking your attention at the moment to where you didn't see an opportunity to kind of transition out of where you're currently at. But in this next year, since this card is reversed, this talks about looking over your shoulder and realizing that there is opportunity for you to move into a new direction. And that is going to be something that you're doing for sure. The Four of Cups also being reversed is a shift in your perspective, and also a shift in your emotional state. Your emotional state is going to increase And you're going to feel a lot happier in this next year, especially as you begin sort of distancing yourself from the current things that make your life a little bit more hectic. I see you distancing from that, and it's going to improve your emotional state greatly. And it's also going to allow you to see opportunities that you didn't see before. You're really creating a new path for yourself. And this next year, you're no longer going to have to worry about those same problems, especially as you continue moving forward with these new ideas and plans, and shifting your emotional state, and again, distancing yourself. So that's going to be something big for you. I'm also hearing that if you work in a job where you have to work with other people or like clients, I'm seeing you gaining more clients. And again, clients might not be the right word depending on, what your career is, but I'm seeing you getting more work, more people showing up, especially if things have been feeling stagnant, or if you've been feeling like you've hit a plateau in your career or your work. I'm seeing an increase in that. I'm seeing more business for you, more clients, but in a good way, not in a bad way. I'm seeing this being absolutely in a good way. And this is going to be something that I think helps you kind of excel into the new realm that you're wanting to excel into, because there's this energy where you're going to be focused on expanding yourself and traveling to new areas. This could be literally traveling to new areas. Like you might be planning a big travel, for example, a big trip. But a big theme for you in this next year is manifesting your freedom and your independence, you're completely doing that. And I'm hearing that it's going to come through an increase in clients or an increase in business, which is going to allow you to separate from certain people or other things in your life. And it's going to allow you to break free into more of your own independence. So hopefully that's making sense there so far. Let's go ahead and take some more cards on this group. I'm seeing you respecting yourself more, and I'm seeing you taking the higher road out of an old situation. You're doing so in a respectable way as well, to where your image won't be like tarnished, like you're going to be good to go. And you're going to have people on your side for sure that understand you and your decisions. We also have flame of inspiration coming up. A lot of you in this next year, as you kind of come to the turning point of this, you're going to get a lot more inspiration. This is really connected to this Two of Wands, because this is where we take an inspiration and we start actually acting on it. This is the planning stage. This is when we take the initial spark and we're like, okay, let's actually start implementing this and finding ways to move this forward. That's when we really start taking it seriously. You're going to start taking your inspiration seriously and your ideas seriously. And there's a new idea that you've been sort of maybe thinking about in the back of your mind. And in this next year, you are manifesting a path to emerge for you, for this new inspiration. You're literally planning for it and creating a new path to move forward in. So let's go ahead and get some more cards on this reading for you. We also have good fortune coming out. So if any of you are worried about anything, like if you're worried about making the right decision, if you're worried about the current issues that you're facing, the universe is letting you know right now that fortune is on your side. You're going to get good fortune out of this. Even if you've experienced some like hardships, the karma will always be repaid, okay? And karma always has a way of figuring things out. It always has a way of balancing things. So if you've been giving a lot of yourself, if you've been giving so much of your schedule, that will rebalance out. You're going to get more time back to you. But it's also about feeling worthy of that. That's a huge thing, is about feeling worthy of that. There's also going to be a lot of good fortune for you in this next year. I think your finances are increasing, and it's because business is increasing. Business is going to increase for you. There's tons of good fortune waiting for you in that realm for you in business. I'm seeing business is going to get better. Your career is getting better. And more money is going to be coming in for you. And there's like good fortune when it comes to the new decisions and new directions that you're taking as well in life. So these new directions, if you're curious, like, is this the right choice? Am I making the right decision? Even though it's going to feel right, I feel like you're going to genuinely feel like it's the right choice. But at the same time, the universe and spirit is also coming through right now, telling you like, yep, you're on the right track with that. You're on the money. Like, yes, this is the right transition for you. And I think the reason why, you know, all of these kind of more chaotic things had to come up in your life was specifically to shift you and push you into a new direction, because that's where you're more meant to be, and you're going to get, you know, tons more of good fortune from this new area of life. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. So group 3, what else do we have for group 3? Group three. These ones are really wanting to come out. Let's go with this. We have flow coming out for you. So it's about getting deeper into flow again. So when it comes to your schedule, especially if it's felt all over the place, things are going to start flowing again rather than being like this mess and this imbalance. Things that were once imbalanced are going to get balanced. You're manifesting more balance in this next year. We also have radical acceptance. I think a lot of you are going to just like see where you're at with like clear vision and clear eyes and be like, you know what? I'm accepting what happened and I'm going in a new direction. I really think that it's not going to like blow up or cause anything else that's crazy. I really think you're just going to look at your situation and be like, yep, okay, moving on now, go on to bigger, better things. We also have knowledge coming up too. So a lot of you are gaining tons of experiential wisdom through what it is that you are going to be experiencing and what you have been experiencing over the past while. You're gaining a lot of knowledge from that, and it's going to help you moving forward in the future. It's almost like this had to happen in order to teach you some really important lessons, in order to take on bigger roles and responsibilities moving forward, in order to get to deeper and bigger dreams that you have for yourself. This was actually quite necessary to go through. So let's see what else we get for you. Some of you may even be studying something, sharing knowledge in some way, or like deliberately gaining knowledge by like reading books or taking courses or something. Sometimes my nails literally don't pick up these cards. This is hilarious. Like if somebody wanted to play a prank on me, they could just throw cards on the table or the floor and like tell me to go pick them up. And that would be pretty funny. Not for me anyway, but for probably people watching. Anyway, we have Vesta, and we also have the 7th house coming up for you. So there's going to be some big shifts and changes in your relationships in your life. That's a big theme coming up here, because the 7th house deals with our relationships, and it also deals with it deals with our really close people, but it also deals with our enemies, people that don't have our best interest in mind. And the fact that we have this coming up, this is all coming to an accumulation point where you're going to realize who your real friends are. And I also think you're realizing how to really distance yourself from people that don't have your best interest in mind. And I think you're also getting more aware about how to detect like a genuine person from a fake person. That's a huge thing that's coming up as well. How to spot that, how to see that. I think you're also improving how you show up to relationships and friendships. It's going to be a big theme for you as well, is improving that aspect too. But there's going to be some radical shifts, particularly in your relationships. And this card right here deals with the sign of Libra. So I'm definitely getting some Libra energy from that. So whether you're a Libra or you know a Libra, this may have to deal with some Libra energy, which is about balancing as well. So finding more balance here, especially when it comes to relationships. You know, you only want relationships in your life that are equally fair, rather than ones that are lopsided or only, you know, give, not take, or take, not give, right? So we want it to be balanced and even. And then we also have last quarter moon. You're going to be closing out things in your life that you're kind of done with. The last quarter, it's like you've already given the last chance on something, or this could also deal with, this is like the last experience that you're going to have in, you know, this area of your life. So the last quarter is definitely about closing out old chapters. We also have the 8th house. This one deals with Scorpio, and it also deals with transformation. So something's going to be transforming, especially if we have shared assets with anybody. This could also deal, I was feeling some like roommate vibe over here. I don't know why. Some of you listening to this may have a roommate that maybe you really don't get along with. And the 8th house can indicate those shared assets are transforming. I think you're also being more cautious about who you share your energy with, who you share your money with. For example, you may have a friend that like owes you money or something like that. Or like you may share something with somebody and you're realizing that maybe they're not the most trustworthy person. Like this could be even sharing business or sharing a project with somebody, and maybe we're like, this maybe wasn't the best choice. Maybe I should, transform this or get out of this. So you're realizing what partnerships you can really trust and who you really want to share your deepest ties with. And we also have Psyche coming up. I think you're going to be learning a lot about yourself mentally. I think you're also going to be more interested in psychology in this next year. You're going to be interested about people's psychology. Why do they do what they do, right? That's going to be another theme that I see coming up for you in this next year. And I'm also thinking that you're learning a lot more about your own psyche. And you're like, maybe I'm like a really open person. Maybe I want to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more protective of my energy and my mental state. I think that you're going to be more focused on creating a healthier mental state for yourself so that you feel better more consistently in life, and that you are just more like calm and energized and capable, and like you have so much capability within you, but this is about really getting into like a healthy mental state in order to sort of take on more in life and to be able to do more of the things that you desire to do. So with that being said, let's go into our oracle cards to end this reading off. So let's see what we get for you. Group 3, all about what you're manifesting this next year. Lots of good change that's going to benefit you a lot in the long run. I'm seeing you making a lot better choices that are going to affect you for the better in this next year. Closing out of old chapters. Let's see. What other cards do we have for group 3? Well, there's some more. We're going to go to this one probably last. Let's get into these ones first. We have idle hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. I think that you're taking more time for yourself. Another thing that you're manifesting is more alone time and more time to just be yourself and to relax and do the things that you desire to do. This is about recuperating your energy and taking time just for you, like really personal time. That's going to be something that you're also manifesting in this next year and creating. We also have this card, which is light. Look into the space between the trees for answers. So instead of looking at your concrete reality and what's right in front of you, this is about looking into in between your reality. Like, what can I create? What is the potential here? What can I manifest? Then we also have the joy card. So spread seeds of joy like a wildflower, and no doubt you will revel in the results. So I think that you're also focused more on your happiness in this next year. Instead of being focused on all the issues, all the problems, I really think you're going to be focused on let's clear and heal the problems, and let's focus on a joyful mentality. You're working on yourself a lot in this next year. This is about creating a much more joyful you that doesn't have so many things to complain about, that doesn't have so many dramatic things happening, like drama to share. I really think you're going to be more focused on balancing your life so that it's not so filled with drama or imbalance or chaotic energy. I really think that you're calming yourself down and wanting to focus on what brings me pure happiness and pure joy. And it's no doubt you chose the Rose course, which is all about healing the inner self and self-love, and getting into a more joyful, loving, heart-opened place. And then we have the card of transform. I am not even surprised that we have that one coming out. So emerge with beauty and grace from your cocoon. The cocoon is where we do a lot of major transformations. And so there's going to be a lot of things that you're shedding from, your old past and, your current life. So I see you emerging with beauty and with grace. And I see you also maybe transforming your appearance in some way, emerge with beauty and grace. So you could be transforming something about yourself, like such as getting your hair done or changing your makeup or changing, your style or something. But there's going to be something that you're transforming. You're going to feel much more you, and it's going to feel like a new you. For a lot of you, I feel like this deals with your hair. And you're going to feel more confident with this new version of you that you're creating. And it's like, yeah, a new identity is emerging for you that you are creating and cultivating for this next year. Lots of transformations, lots of big changes happening in your life, lots of new creation coming in for you. Group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I don't know where my mind is right now. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group 4, if you chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading all about what you're manifesting in this next year. So let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, group 4. So we have the 5 of Cups being reversed here next to the 7 of Pentacles being reversed. And we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So what you're manifesting this next year, with these 2 cards right next to each other, you are getting over a slump. If you have felt in a slump lately where you were like uninspired and disappointed, like these 2 cards deal with being uninspired and disappointed. And if there's been something that hasn't been like working out for you, or if it's been like difficult, if you've been like struggling with something, you're manifesting the end to that. You are manifesting the solution to that in this next year. There's been something that you've been really trying to manifest. The 7 of Pentacles indicates that we've been trying to manifest something, but maybe it hasn't been growing, or it's been really difficult to grow. It's kind of like trying to grow a certain plant that's being difficult, and you're like, please just freaking sprout. And you're putting a lot of effort into it, and maybe it's just not yielding the results that you've been wanting. You've been putting a lot of effort into something that hasn't been yielding the results that it should be. And there's been a particular reason why. So there is a reason why. And you're going to be learning the key to that. You're going to be learning the solution to that in this next year. You're manifesting the solution. And it's interesting that the Queen of Cups is next, because that can indicate that we haven't been watering it enough. So we haven't been putting the right emotions into it, the right feeling into it. We've been maybe doing all the actions, getting things done in that sense. But when it comes to putting the right feeling and emotion into it, it seems like that was sort of the missing piece. And I know sometimes we don't really think about emotion being like a missing piece, because we're like, but I'm doing the action, I'm doing the thing. But when like there's a saying of like when you're cooking something and it tastes different when you cook it with love, And I've actually noticed the truth behind this, because when I notice that I'm just like cooking aimlessly, or even if, like you eat like a frozen dinner and those are like made in factories and stuff, and they're not really made with love, they do sort of taste a little bit blander. And it could just be the fact that it doesn't have as much seasoning in it or something. But I'm definitely one of those believers that when something's like cooked with love, it does taste different. Like there's a different energy in the food. And it's almost like the food that's made in factories almost kind of seems dull and dead, And you could make the same dish with the same ingredients, but if you put the right emotion into it, somehow it tastes different. You know what I mean? Hopefully you understand what I'm saying, because what you need to know going into this next year is the solution to your problem has been about putting the right emotion into it. And you may be wondering like, oh, how do I put in the right emotion into it if I'm feeling like I'm in a slump, if I feel like I'm getting disappointed? And maybe we feel down about something. Excuse me, sorry. I was drinking a lot of milky chai tea this morning. Anyway. I've been burping a lot in these readings. I just talk a lot and drink a lot of tea, and I don't know. That's just the aftermath, I guess. But yeah, so when we're feeling kind of low about something or disappointed about something, it can be hard to come at it from the energy of doing things with inspiration and excitement and passion and love. It can be hard to do that, right? So I feel you. But a thing that you're going to be noticing in this next year is that you can't have the success of this without the proper emotion in it. And you're going to be learning about how to get yourself in an emotionally balanced and good and flowing and passionate state. This is going to help you move forward bigger than ever. It's going to help your manifestations come to life and actually grow and sprout in your reality. I'm honestly seeing you having big success in this next year, and I feel like it's going to happen in 6 months from now. I'm hearing like 6 months from now is going to be a pivotal point where your emotions have shifted enough to where you're going to start seeing the results of your manifestations in the next 6 months. And also, I'm seeing that this was a really important learning time for you. So it's not like you should feel like, oh, why didn't I figure this out sooner? Or like, why did that even have to happen to me in the first place? There was a purpose behind it. And you're going to slowly begin to realize the purpose behind that. One, I think it was to strengthen you. Two, I think it was also to help you sort of figure the solution to this, because when we know solutions, we kind of become smarter. It's like figuring out the math of something, figuring out how something works. It will make you more smarter in the long run. This is something that's making you more like intelligent and embedding deep wisdom into you. I also feel like your intuition is going to become a lot stronger through this, and you're going to be able to better see what it is that you need to do and the actions that you need to take moving forward in order to make your dreams happen. I also see you taking deeper action too with this Knight of Wands. So action's all of a sudden going to be easier for you. You're going to have a lot more energy, and your emotions are going to become really strong to the point where you can really begin to grow a lot of things into your life and take a lot of inspired action with a lot of energy and momentum behind it. I'm seeing you gain a lot of momentum behind certain desires, and this is going to be really starting to gain momentum again over the next 6 months. I also see you healing yourself mentally. Mentally, you're going to be a lot more healed. I also see you leaving the past in the past, and I'm seeing a lot more of like a burst of creativity and passion in your life as well. This Knight of Wands is super creative and super passionate, and he also takes more action in his life. So I'm seeing you definitely like moving forward on a lot of things. And this can indicate a spontaneous idea or decision or movement that you're making in your life. It can indicate that we're literally actually moving. So some of you may actually be manifesting a new home or to move in some way. Or there could be another sort of leap forward that you're taking, or some sort of move or transition, such as starting a new job, beginning a business, but you're acting on an inspiration. You're saying yes to a certain inspiration in your life, and it's going to be helping you move forward and make big moves. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our next few cards here, and let's see what else we get for you. So, group 4. What is group 4 manifesting in this next year? We have timeless earth. Some of you may be like worried about, do I have enough time to do a certain thing? Or am I wasting time? Or have I wasted time? Time is a big theme for you with the 7 of Pentacles coming up too. So some of you have been looking at your life and feeling maybe late to something, late to the party, late to get your dreams in order, to see progress. Some of you have been like really looking at the clock. And a thing that I'm seeing for you is getting to where time is on your side and things start moving faster. The Knight of Wands actually moves very fast. He's one of the fastest moving cards in tarot, one of them. And what I see for you is all this ticking time, this slow time that's been maybe that you've been feeling and stuck in, that's going to go away in this next year. You're manifesting things to move forward a lot faster. But it's going to move forward once we kind of like unhinge our emotions and start feeling really good emotionally, because then you're going to get the inspiration and passion back. And when the inspiration and passion is back, you're going to have the drive back. And when the drive is back, the momentum begins moving again. So remember that time is actually always on your side, and there's a such thing as divine timing. And you live in a timeless world. So really, the universe wants you to know right now that don't be concerned with time. Don't feel late. You are not late. You are right where you need to be, and things are happening. But they do take a little bit of time to grow, so remember that. But we need to feed it the water too, which is the emotions. Let's see what else we get for you. So group 4, group 4, group 4. compassion. This card is about feeling more compassionate with yourself, being kinder to yourself. A big theme that I'm seeing for you is about being kinder to yourself. Some of you may be used to tearing yourself down and tearing yourself apart, and that's been something that's causing this negative mentality. Instead of tearing yourself down, you can instead encourage yourself and lift yourself up. So if you make a mistake, for example, instead of ripping yourself apart, it's actually much better to uplift yourself into the right direction rather than beating yourself down into a deeper hole that's harder to get out of. So let's uplift. You know what I mean? Let's uplift yourself into the light, into where you need to go, and encourage. This is a time to encourage yourself, not rip yourself apart, okay? This is time to begin being compassionate with yourself, because that's going to be what gets you in emotional order once again and get you out of this feeling. And this is going to be what helps you gain that momentum back into your life. See your worth. That's going to be a big theme for you in this next year, is about seeing your worth, seeing what you're worthy of. You're worthy of so much, group number 4. This is about being kinder to yourself. I'm also seeing you being kinder to your body and to your image, because some of you haven't been. And let me tell you right now, you are freaking beautiful, okay? And I know that you're like, but you can't even see me. Like, you have so much beauty. We all have so much beauty, but it is about seeing it, having the eyes to see it. So look with a different lens at yourself and realize the beauty. You created this avatar. Treat it beautifully. Like, you only get one, right? You can't transition out of another, so take care of yourself. Unconditional love with yourself. I'm seeing a big theme for you about unconditionally loving yourself rather than blaming yourself, like, my nose is too big, or my lips are too small, or like, what, I don't know, like any of these things that you could complain about with yourself. This is about unconditionally loving yourself. You know, when you look at someone and you're like, wow, I really, really love that person. See yourself that way, because there's other people that see you that way. There's other people that have a lens for seeing your beauty. But the most beautiful thing that we can do for ourselves is to begin to adjust our eyes to see our beauty as well, right? Like, that's one of the most beautiful things we could do. So just like a mother loves her child, see yourself as that, and see yourself as, like, you know, you're your own child. You're your own, you know, biggest cheerleader. And once you step up into that, your energy is going to be so much greater, so much more powerful, and you're going to shine your light so much more. So a huge thing that I'm seeing for you in this next year is about gaining a lot more self-love. The unconditional love can also indicate that we are attracting people into our life that truly love us. You may even be deepening a certain connection with somebody in your life over this next year. So keep that in mind with unconditional love. We're either deepening a connection, or there could be somebody coming into your life over this next year where we are gaining a really close, intimate connection with. So let's see what else we get. We have wise leadership coming up. That's a really powerful card. I think that you're stepping into more of a leadership role and position for yourself when it comes to the dreams that you're trying to create and manifest. You're stepping into a more unstoppable energy. And instead of like waiting for the answers to come to you, instead of waiting for someone to rescue you or somebody to help you, I see you kind of stepping up to really begin to help yourself and stepping into your power, your worth, to where you know, like, oh, I can create this, I got this, and I'm going to do it. So that's another thing I see in the wise leadership. Let's see what else we get for you. Group 4, group 4, group 4. Group 4. Truth is coming up. I see you getting out of certain illusions or limitations. There's been certain like limitations that you've put on yourself, such as time. Like, some of you may be really concerned with time, like being like, oh, I'm not old enough, I don't have enough experience yet. Or some of you may be like, oh, I'm too old for that, or I'm too late to the party, I can't do that now. Whereas the truth is that you can do anything at any age. But it's about our willpower, how much we love ourselves, and how much we put forward in that direction, and how much we grow. So you can grow into this, and that's what the truth is. And I feel like you're going to be seeing more of the truth in your life. And that's going to be something that really allows you to begin moving forward. I believe that you're going to be changing your truth. So instead of your truth being something that's detrimental to you, you're shifting your truth to reflect what it is that supports you and helps you move forward. We can choose what our truth is. All of us have a story that we tell ourselves in our life where we tell ourselves like, oh, I'm too young, or I'm too old, or we need to be this amount of experience in this age in order to do this, or we need to be this way in order to be this. Whereas, other people believe a different story, and other people have a different experience in life. They have a different path that they're down where that story doesn't exist for them, and they are doing the complete opposite. So the thing is we can do anything. And that's going to be a big theme for you, is realizing like, I can do anything. And I really think that your truth is going to be shifting. How you see the world is going to be shifting. So that will be a big theme there. I also think that you may be inspired by somebody. Wise leadership is also kind of calling me in a way where I think that you're going to be inspired by somebody who is sort of like a leader, who has found success in the realm that you're kind of wanting to find success. I think that you're going to be learning from them in some way. You could be just studying them from afar, researching about them, or learning directly from them maybe. Some of you may be joining seminars, some of you may be buying books on leadership, some of you may be kind of like learning how to take control of your life. I think that this is about you stepping up into the leadership position of your own life and being like, I'm deciding my life rather than waiting for life to decide what it has in store for me. This is about you stepping up to that very much creator leadership position where you're like, I'm taking control over this. I'm no longer running into this issue. I'm taking control over my life, and I'm steering myself in the direction that I desire to go in. So it's going to be a big theme for you as well, moving into this next year. So let's see what else we get for you. Group 4. Group 4, group 4, group 4. What are you manifesting this next year? See, we have Virgo coming up. So Virgo could be an important zodiac sign in your life over this next year. Some of you may even be Virgos. So that could be just like a confirmation right there. Virgo can also indicate that we're getting our life in order and together, by the way. We may be more focused on our schedule, our routine, and our habits. And we may also be focused more on our work and the work that we need to put into something in order to see results. So Virgo, you're really getting your life together. That is what that card represents. And again, some of you may also be Virgos, or you may know of some certain Virgos in your life, or you may even be sort of attracting more of that energy into your life. We also have Pallas Athena. So a lot of you are stepping into your leadership position. So it's interesting, we have Wise Leadership and Pallas Athena. A lot of you are stepping into that more powerful role in your life. And I really think that you are calling your power back, or awakening your inner power. And that's going to be something that really helps excel you forward in a big way. We also have Libra coming up for you as well. So Libra could also be an important sign in your life, or some of you may even be Libra, like Sun, Moon, Rising, or something like that. But Libra also deals with balancing. You're balancing energy. So instead of being, all one-sided on something, or instead of things feeling like they're out of balance in your life, I really think a lot of you are getting back into balance instead of overindulging or neglecting certain aspects. So a lot more balance coming in, and almost like a flirtatious energy is coming out too. Something that I'm feeling between Virgo and Libra, which is interesting because this can also indicate that that's going to be a significant time for you, which is end of September, beginning of October. That's sort of like our Virgo Libra season. So September, October could be significant months for you, just since I'm kind of seeing that, Virgo is like the sign that comes right before Libra. So I'm seeing that cusp being like a very significant time for those of you that chose this group. So that would be like the end of this next year coming up for you, or depending on, when you're listening to this, but that may be a significant time of balancing out your life and also healing a lot of aspects of yourself as well, and putting them back into balance so that you can become the warrior goddess that you're meant to be, or warrior god that you're meant to be, so that you can kind of achieve what you set out to achieve. You're definitely going to be manifesting a lot more of the things that you've been trying so hard to manifest. You're going to be making a lot of progress on that in this next year. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our oracle cards to end this reading off. Okay, we have 3 coming out right away. We have light. Look into the space between the trees for answers. So this is about looking into what can we create rather than what's already there. Let's look at the space in between. What can I create? What can I put here? Let's look into the path less traveled. Okay. Then we have the card of music. There is a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods if only we listen. So there is something that may be calling you, but we maybe need to relax and listen in order to hear it. This card can also indicate that if we get certain music stuck in our head at certain times, to pay attention to that, because that may be a message for you. There may be a message for you in that. We also have the card of grounded. Keep your roots and stand taller than the trees. When we're grounded, by the way, if you think about a tree that has more thicker and developed roots is going to be more likely to last a crazy storm than a tree that has maybe one little root in the ground. You know what I mean? Like, being grounded is about having very sure roots and a very sure foundation, and really knowing who you are. When you really know who you are and you create a very solid foundation for yourself, you need not fear the storm. Then we no longer fear certain storms. I feel like you next year, and in this next year, another thing that you're manifesting is becoming a lot more grounded in yourself, and also the manifestations that you're trying to manifest. If there's certain manifestations that you've been trying to manifest, but they keep blowing out of your life or, not happening, it's because we need a stronger foundation. We need to plant them deeper. We need to focus on their root system instead of just focusing on the growth of it. So instead of just focusing on the growth of a business, we need to focus on the foundation of it so that its roots are so solid that even if there's a chaotic time, it's going to sustain and last through that, right? And that's not just by focusing on how tall the tree has gotten, how much success it's had, how much growth it's had. We need to grow also the foundation, the foundational parts of it. That also, correlates to our desires, our manifestations. It also correlates to ourself and our self-image and our self-worth and our personal foundation in life, right? This has to deal with everything. When we get more grounded and we focus deeper on the foundation, we're able to build it higher and stronger because it has a more developed root system to where it'll still be stable. So focusing on the roots is the most important part of growing anything. So that's the last message that we have to end off this reading, which I think was the perfect message for this group. So I am sending you so much love. I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope you got something out of it. I'm sending you so much love. Again, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there. And hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye. All right, group number 5, my last pile. If you chose this one, then this is going to be your reading. So let's get right into it. All right, group 5, we have a powerful pile for you. My goodness. We have the Ace of Pentacles being reversed, the 10 of Swords being reversed. We have the Tower being reversed, which, by the way, these 2 cards being reversed are great being in the reversed position. And then we have the 7 of Wands. Let me just tell you right off the bat that it absolutely looks like you are done with adversity in your life. You are completely done with dealing with certain things. You're so over it. You are so ready to be on top of life. And what you're manifesting in this next year is being on top. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles, when it's reversed, this can indicate that we've had doubt in certain things. This can indicate that we've heard a lot of no's, gained some rejections, that we've went through some things where our ideas didn't fully come to life, things that we've been wanting to manifest haven't happened yet. So it can indicate that. So over this last year, there could have been certain things that you've been wanting to begin, but maybe they didn't, maybe they were delayed, all sorts of different things, right? And what you're manifesting this next year is to end a cycle of hardship. You are ending a cycle of hardship, my love. You are manifesting the completion of an old phase, and you are manifesting the rising of the sun again. It's interesting that these two cards have a black background because it can indicate that the clouds have been so thick and dense in our life that we've been maybe lost or confused, or it seems like there was a dark cloud over our head, or maybe we've been just manifesting a lot of kind of like blah. You know, there could have been a certain problem in your life that has been repetitive that you've been dealing with, and it's maybe felt like you've been constantly trying to rise above and kind of gasp. This is such an intense reading. I'm sorry, but I'm just getting a lot of these messages. But it almost feels like you've been trying to rise above water just to catch your breath, and then you're kind of being struck back down again, and you're just like struggling, and then coming back up, catching a breath, and then it's like, you know. And it seems like whenever you have a chance to catch a breath, more things come and challenge you, and you're like, what is going on? Every time that I get my life back in order, there's something else that I need to get my shit on top of. And this can also indicate that maybe financially we've been just kind of making just enough to get by, and maybe we've been like, anytime that we get a paycheck, it's like money keeps coming out. And it seems like that's been sort of a theme lately with the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. This can indicate money, or it can indicate things that we've been trying to manifest and things that we've been wanting to invest in, and then all of a sudden it just the rug gets swept out from under us, and we're like, why does this keep happening, right? And you're just like floating above water, just basically like, I know I'm talking about your current life a lot, and I promise we're gonna get into what you're manifesting, but yeah, I mean, that's sort of the explanation of what's kind of the energy that's coming up of your current state. And that is all about to end for you, and what you're manifesting this next year is the end of that cycle. The 10, any 10 that comes up indicates the end of a cycle. It is the completion of a phase. So you're completing a old phase in your life where it has felt like things were against you or things were hard. The 10 of Swords can also indicate struggling with like health issues, or struggling with pain, like pain in your body, or pain mentally, emotionally, or physically. If you've been struggling with pain to where it feels like you're being stabbed by something, that's something that's also going away. You're finding the solution for that. You're almost kind of being done with it and saying like, this isn't sustainable. I cannot go on like this. And you are going to rise above, my love. You are going to rise above this. The Seven of Wands is such a beautiful card to be coming out after these ones, because it indicates that you are rising above the adversity, you're rising above the problem, and you're getting it under control, and you're getting it under check. And it may even feel like you're kind of like, I think that there's something coming for you that you're unprepared for, but in a good way. I'm hearing a surprise that you're unprepared for, but it's like a good surprise. And you're gonna be like, wait, what? There's like a blessing underneath all of this. And I'm literally hearing and seeing you like using a lot of your energy to get on top of something. And then all of a sudden, it's like a gift that comes through it. And I see you kind of sitting there being like, wait, what? Really? This is great. And it's almost like you're in disbelief about how much your life is going to shift. There's going to be solutions to what you're facing. I almost feel like pulling another card out on this. Yeah, I want another card for what it is that you're manifesting this next year. Let's see what we get for you. So, group 5. Let's get another card for their new life. Group 5's new life that's coming about. More information, please. Let's see. More information about the picture, an idea of what group 5 is manifesting in their new life. Ooh, the Two of Cups. You are merging with something that makes sense for you, something that you see eye to eye with. This could even be manifesting somebody in your life. Like somebody might be coming to your aid. It's almost like you're being rescued in a way, but not necessarily, because you're also kind of doing your own rescuing, but then you're kind of connecting to someone or something that is going to sort of set you on fire again and open you up emotionally again. I'm seeing particularly this card usually indicates a person. So this could be a person coming into your life that you're going to really be able to relate to a lot, except they've probably already kind of overcome certain things that you're currently facing, and it's almost like maybe you get out of it together, or this person helps you or gives you some sort of advice. But this is a person you're going to be really be able to connect to, that really helps you get over certain things in your life. This person is very healing, and I see you making a better connection and relationship with yourself as well. Massive healing. Whenever this card is reversed, by the way, it indicates that all the swords are falling out of the back, right? So anything that was once striking him or holding him down or putting pressure on him, that's all falling out. So if you've been dealing with mental, emotional, or physical pain in any sense, all of that is going away in this next year. The Tower being reversed is when we learn from our mistakes and we're able to build something so solid moving forward, something so reliable, because we've learned from the mistakes of our past what isn't reliable, and you're creating permanent change for yourself, permanent great change. You're going to be letting go of a lot of things that no longer serve you. You're getting on top of issues and gaining the strength to literally rise above your problems and get over them. This is such a powerful card, by the way, because all of these sticks or wands, I guess, coming after him indicate the struggles that he was facing. But now he literally has an advantage over them. You are gaining an advantage over your problems to where you're going to be on top of them. You're going to be in control of them. You are in control of whatever your problems used to be. That is what you're manifesting this next year. You're going to be on top of them and in control of them. And there's going to be a special person coming into your life. This could be an intimate partner. This could be a business partner. This could be a friendship, any sort of partnership. There's going to be someone that you're able to really connect to over this next year that is going to be so like comforting, that you're just going to connect to on such a deep level. And you're going to realize that your struggles led you to the most amazing place. Your struggles led you to a gift. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps just saying that. Like, this is giving you so much strength to where you're going to be like, wow, if I could overcome that, I can overcome anything. Like, that's like the vibe of what I'm getting from this group. And let me tell you, you're never going to have to be over encumbered by these same problems again. You are rising above it, and you are never going down below again. You're up leveling. This is literally up leveling. You see he's like literally on top of the hill. You are up leveling, and then you're rising above your problems. You're no longer on the same level as your problems. You are above them, which means you have the advantage and that you're in control of them, and they will no longer be above you. You're no longer going to have to drown. It's like you're really gaining your breath and coming up above. I know this reading is seeming really intense so far, so I apologize. I just read kind of like what comes up, and this group there's such an intense energy here, but it's so positive because it's so freeing. It's like the bubble that you've been in is popping, and you're able to finally breathe new air, and you're like, oh, I'm done with that old bubble that I was stuck in. Like, literally, that's what's happening here. And I know I'm kind of going on and beating the same drum right now, but I really want to ingrain this in you, that you're bursting the old bubble and you're going to be able to breathe completely fresh new air, and it is going to be amazing. You are done. You are done with the old stuff. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. Group 5, what else are you manifesting this next year? What else is group 5 manifesting? this next year. Let's see. If only I could pick up this card. My nails sometimes really make it difficult. We have self-worth. Ooh, I love that that card came up for you. A lot of you are going to be improving your self-image, your self-worth. You're literally up-leveling yourself. All of this old stuff that used to kind of like bother you and overtake you, you're up-leveling. You're not going to be on the same level as that anymore. Your self-worth is increasing. You're rising above. I also see you improving your life materially, oddly. I feel like these two cards are actually connected right here. I'm seeing you up-leveling materially. There's certain things in your life that maybe have been broken or damaged, or things that just felt old, like they needed to be replaced. And you're going to be doing that. You're going to be improving your life materially as well. I'm seeing you being able to, up-level. Maybe this is like up-leveling your home. Maybe this is like up-leveling your career, up-leveling your business, up-leveling things that you own in some way, shape, or form. So that's another thing that I'm seeing there. So let's see what else we get. So group 5. What else do we have for my beautiful group 5s? Let's get one more card here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So we also have resolution. Oh, I love that that card came up for you. So the resolution obviously is about resolving old things. So stuff that has been issues for you, again, you're getting the answers and you're resolving those issues. If you've been struggling with, again, mental, emotional, or physical issues, your answers are coming. You're going to figure it out, and you're going to know what you need to do, and you're going to rise above those issues where you're in control of them now. You're literally getting things under control, okay? We also have timeless earth. So this deals with time. Some of you maybe feel like time could be a big factor in here. Like, how much time do I have to go on where there's no struggles in my life? And let me tell you, it's timeless. I feel like you're creating a bigger space, a bigger window of ease in your life. You're creating also permanent change to where you're not going to have to deal with the same issues or challenges. Time is going to be on your side in this is another thing I'm hearing. I know I'm talking really slow right now. I'm just getting like, I'm trying to decipher kind of the deep energy that I'm getting here. But yeah, I also see you rinsing clean of your past. Timeless earth is also telling me that you're rinsing clean of your past. So things that used to make you feel a certain way, that maybe dampened your self-worth or maybe made you feel kind of like this, you're reaching a resolution where you're going to be able to fight off the dragon that you've been facing. And you're like rinsing clean of your past, where you're no longer going to be identifying with your old self because you're getting on top of it, you're up-leveling. So you're no longer that old you that used to have to struggle with those things. There's a new timeline. There's a new timeline that you are moving into. This card's really wanting to come out. We have liberation. We have a lot of cards wanting to come out. My goodness, look at that. Okay, so we have liberation. You're liberating yourself from your problems. I mean, that one makes total sense. That one's very self-explanatory in this reading. You're getting the answers that you need. That's also liberation. Liberation is also derived from the word Libra, which is the scales, which is balance. So I also think you're getting things under balance. You are liberating yourself. We also have mastery. You're becoming the master over your life again, where you get to call the shots, where you feel in control again. And mastery also has the number 44 on it, which is all about creating a solid foundation. And it's interesting because we have the tower being reversed, which indicates that you're creating a new solid foundation. And the number 44 indicates creating a very solid foundation that lasts an infinite amount of time, because the number 8 is associated with time because it's the infinity symbol. So timelessness, very connected to that. Also these cards that fell on the floor. Let's grab those. So we have the card of rebirth. A lot of you are moving into a new phase of your life. It's like literally a rebirth is happening. We also have the flow card coming up for you. This one came up for another group as well. And this one is about getting back into a flow state in your life. Things are going to begin flowing again. If you ever felt stuck before, things are now flowing. There's movement. It's no longer restricted. It's now in movement. And then we have the future. Ooh, I love this card. This one rarely comes up in readings, by the way, so I like that you got this one. So the future card indicates that you are now going to be future oriented. You are moving into the future. You are no longer being played by your past. The past is no longer repeating itself. So know that your past is not going to repeat itself. What you're manifesting this next year is a new future, and that new future is going to be brand new. It's not going to be tied to the past in any way, shape, or form, okay? So keep that in mind as well. And now let's go ahead and get into our astrology cards to get any more info before going into our last oracle cards. That one flew out in a really interesting way. Let's see, we have Taurus. So Taurus could be a significant sign for you in this next year. Maybe you are a Taurus, maybe you know a Taurus, or maybe you will be meeting a Taurus. So that could be a significant thing for you. But also Taurus can indicate that we are getting more comfortable and that we're also improving materially, by the way. So that one does deal with our material world a lot. And you're gaining more material comforts. You're getting more comfortable materially. So it's going to be an increase in your finances in this next year, to where you feel on top of your problems, to where you feel like you're no longer drowning in bills either. It feels like, oh, I actually have money to save. I can actually stay on top of everything and I'm in control of my money rather than having bills and things being in control of you. So I'm definitely seeing you being on top of your finances too. Let's see what else we get. Okay, we also have Pallas Athena. You're calling your power back. You're stepping into a more powerful position. And you're able to conquer your problems. The warrior energy is coming out with Pallas Athena. You're going to be able to conquer any issues. And then let's see these last two. We have the 10th house, which is associated with Capricorn, but it's also associated with your career and moving up, by the way. So again, we have another theme about moving up and rising higher, getting to the new level. You're going to be climbing a lot over this next year. We have 9th house as well, and the 9th house is connected to Sagittarius energy, and it's connected to expansion, wisdom, learning, higher education, teaching, and abundance, and also our values, beliefs, and philosophies. So you're going to be shifting your values, beliefs, and philosophies as well. And I think that you're shifting your whole mindset. Your mindset is rising higher. It is improving. It's not going downwards, it's going upwards now. You're literally on the up and up, and it's interesting because all these houses are upwards too. You're on the horizon, and you're expanding outwards more in this next year as well. So that's also what that indicates. So now with that being said, let's get into our last cards here, which are our oracle cards. They're really powerful, really great cards. Let's see what we get for you, group 5. Let's get just a couple here at least. That one's wanting to come out. Maybe one more. There we go. Okay, perfect. So grounded and surprised. Let's start with grounded, and then we'll go into this last card. So we have keep your roots and stand taller than the trees. When we are more grounded and more planted, more sure of ourselves, when we have a really strong foundation, we need not fear any storm because we are so rock solid in our foundation that any storm is not going to blow us over. It's not going to cause too much chaos or destruction. So this next year is about you getting more grounded so that you can grow taller and you can stand taller than the trees. That's literally just like this card. You're about to stand taller. You are getting so much more grounded and so much more planted and rooted where you need to be that you're going to be able to grow taller than the things that are around you in the current moment. We also have surprises. Under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. Ooh, I think you're going to be reaching like new kind of fun surprises. And it's interesting because I was feeling that earlier on in the reading when we were talking about how it almost seems like you're going to be getting over your problems or whatever it is that you're facing. And there's going to be a moment of like, wow, really? Like, what? Really? And it's so interesting that we had this card come up too, because that just confirms that feeling that I had earlier on about that. Because yeah, you're definitely going to be reaching some really good surprises. There's going to be some sort of major surprise coming for you in this next year that really helps you out and helps you move forward bigger than ever. Then our last card that we have here, let's see what it is. Ooh, just threw it across the thing. We have the card here of woods. Be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. You're going to be growing a lot. You are growing so much. Be like the woods. I think that you're becoming calmer. Your energy is going to be more soothed. And there's a mysterious quality of surprises coming into your life. And you're going to feel more full of life. You're becoming more abundant. You think about the woods, they are really abundant. And it is so healing and regenerative to like take a walk through the woods. I feel like you're going to be spending more time in nature as well. I think that's going to be maybe a theme for you in this next year too. So that is what we have for my beautiful group number 5. So that was a very powerful and deep message. I hope it resonated. I hope it offered something beautiful for you, and I hope you enjoyed listening to that. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this in the future, because I'd love to have you there, and hopefully I see you in my next one. Bye!